Hi guys. 1 second. Didn't realise I actually had a throw in the background. Apologies. It's pretty early here in the UK, and I'm making this video because earlier in March 2020, I shorted the markets globally and did okay. Net liquid assets were up 400%. Made some mistakes actually by shorting in Japan, where they dealt with the COVID outbreak much better than the UK, Europe, America, etc. It's now April, what are we? Mid-April in 2021. It's the 21st of April. I started shorting the markets again on Monday off the data that I've been seeing from the Indian variant. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at this and see what people are saying, see if I can share any data. You can make your own decision on these things. I'm going to share kind of how I'm potentially preparing for this. I've got an article here. This is the Indian Times, some news in India, to be honest. Basically, it seems that the cases are spreading really quite rapidly in India. They're getting cases in high rises. I heard that 1 in 2 houses in certain areas of India have got this new virus. So this is the Times of India. It's not a particularly good looking website, but it is owned by the Times in the Times Group. So let's just go on their homepage and see what they're saying. Looks like they've announced a lockdown, actually. I'm just seeing this that's come in. That was a few days ago. So lockdowns are happening in India. And you might be thinking, why does India matter? Well, as we've seen from before, these things spread really quite quickly. Yeah, this is not the greatest website, to be honest. It's a bit messy. Surprisingly, that it's owned by the Times Group. Basically, it looks like there's a shortage of oxygen in India. The situation is very difficult. 15-day complete lockdowns are likely in certain places. We'll just look at this article here, and then we'll look at some Google Trends data in a moment. And I'm going to link this to see how this could potentially impact stock markets around the world. So in New Delhi, it looks like the Union Home Ministry on Tuesday steps in to ensure that there was no oxygen shortages. So it seems that there's a lot of problems going on in India right now. I'm going to move off this website and see what's going on from Google data, because it's kind of confusing, this website a little bit. Yeah. Just bear with me. Yeah, I mean, deaths are going up dramatically. I think a few days ago there were 1,000. It looks like they're up to 1,600. Let's have a look. Apologies for the delay. This is what happens when you buy an Apple. My Apple Mac that I bought 2020 doesn't allow RAM upgrades, so I did buy some RAM, 32 gigs of it, but I was stupid, I didn't check. But 2020 2020 Max, this is the iMac, doesn't allow for RAM upgrades, so it's a little bit slow. I'm going to do something about it at some point. So just bear with me. I'll once this comes up, I'll reshare. So here we go. We can see, look at this. This is crazy. It's gone from kind of 10,000 cases a day, and we're now up to, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to even see. It looks like it's over nearly 300,000 cases in India. If we switch over to mortalities, look at that. It's gone crazy. It's gone from kind of like 100. It's gone like up 16x. It looks like less than a month. It's gone up 16x. This is pretty scary. Let's look at what. So again, here we can see that they're running out of oxygen. Now, listen, I'm not a medical expert here at all, but essentially, I've heard, and it's very early, that in India, this new variant is resistant to a lot of the vaccinations. For anyone that's been following news about COVID, you may well know that the Serum Institute in India is the biggest vaccine manufacturing institute in the world. So if anyone can handle this new variant, it would be India. And sadly, they're not. So how does this relate to investing? Well, it looks like this variant is probably going to come all over. And I think there's a potential for it to be a kind of reoccurrence of the March outbreaks. Why? If the medical staff in India are correct, and there is basically no cure for this new variant, it's essentially COVID 2.0, where we're back to square one. That might be the case. And listen, I'm not a medical expert, but how does it relate to finance? Well, in finance, as you know, the markets take a forward view on everything. So when there's kind of uncertainty in the markets, what can happen is they can fall dramatically. Markets like certainty, investors like certainty. They forecast everything into future models, you know, at the stock level, at the indice level, you know, at the commodity level. And when people think that they don't know what's going to happen, they get very fearful, and people tend to overreact. So I think there's a chance that this might happen again in the UK stock market and US market, where we saw dramatic falls in, you know, the big industries that could be impacted by further lockdowns, such as the airline industries, the leisure industries. So what am I doing? Well, I do think stock markets are going to fall. I started shorting on Monday, the 19th of April, as a precaution to hedge my portfolio. I'm viewing this daily. I've reduced my long positions, so I'm a little bit more weighty on the short side. I'm shorting the FTSE and a little bit on the S&P. The FTSE is nearing kind of pretty like toppy highs of about 7,000. I think now it's down. I started shorting around there. I think now it's down to about 6,800. I don't know what's going to happen, but just for reference, I did okay in March, but I did make some like severe mistakes. I didn't jump on the long side very quick, meaning I didn't go into, you know, buying cheap stocks. Essentially, I was still shorting in kind of, you know, quite late on, really, May and June, and it was a mistake. I also shorted Japan, which was a big mistake because they can cope. They're a kind of more responsible society, and they can cope with, and they're more used to dealing with virus outbreaks in being in Asia. And they did not have the same impact in the first and second waves as, you know, the UK and America, and that meant that their stock markets didn't really fall that much at all. In fact, they kind of rebounded like massively. I think they're up quite a lot. But so I'm not going to make those mistakes again. And I think what I'm going to try to do is, you know, we do talk about different stocks on this channel, and I'm going to probably go long on before. I've just noticed that looks like my top is inside out, but that's a kind of a dividend of getting up so early. I mean, I've been up since 5 a.m. now thinking about this and shorting and stuff. It's now 7 a.m. So I'm going to probably have to shoot because I've got to get back to work. I still work, but yeah. Just to summarize, will the stock markets crash? I think they have a very high chance of, because I see this as a mirror of March. If the medical professions are correct and that this double spike mutation in the COVID virus that was first, we believe, found in India, that's spreading globally, is resistant to vaccinations, I think we're likely to have harsh lockdowns again. I think there will be a restriction on travel again. It's a thesis, it's not fact at the moment. But because of that, what I'm doing to prepare is I'm hedging my portfolio. I've removed some of the long positions. I've gone fairly short on some of the indices, based on the fact that I think this uncertainty, even over the next week or two, may cause markets to decline a little bit, potentially a lot. And I'm also going to be aware of any falls in some of the stocks that I like. You know, I've talked about, me and Anthony have talked about Cakebox and Escape Hunt. I don't expect them to be immune. I expect them to fall if there are going to be more lockdowns. I do expect them to fall. I've cut positions on them, but I'm prepared to go back into them in a heavy way should they fall to more attractive prices. I still think their prices are pretty attractive, but I think in the short term, my thesis is that this uncertainty may cause markets to fall. So I've moved. I appreciate I'm very, very early. I don't think anybody else in the world is really talking about this. Some of the channels I follow are not talking about this. In fact, they're going very, very long. And even myself, we've been talking about going long. But I think I feel there's a potential for a step change in the markets in the next few days, weeks, months. And I'm taking some precautions. I might be wrong, but the way options work, I'm trading options. If I'm right, then I do okay. If I'm wrong, I can still go back into longs, so I don't feel too bad about it. I thought I'd do a short video about this because I feel the timing is quite important. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the channel. If you do, like and subscribe. We're on Facebook and YouTube under the same name, Investor Chat. We're trying to put out a video a week. May increase frequency, may decrease depending on what happens in our situation in life. But we're going to try and keep you guys up to date on our portfolios and what we think about the markets. Let us know what you think in the comment section below if you're watching this live or on the replay. All right, guys. Hope you have a good day and take care.